Something waits. Signals, the senses hum. Geeks paranormal, hear the spirits come. Streaming live to the curious eyes. Cameras flicker while the phantom flies. Every creak in the floor, every cold breeze is a secret the shadows whisper with ease. Protest a voice calm, but the pulse is high. Your driving pulses meet the other wordless sky. Bassline driving like footsteps in the hall. Guitar riffs wail as the shadows call. Poltergeist energy in the dance floor glow. Geeks paranormal makes the haunted show.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the living, living in the dream. Ghost in the static, moving with the beat. Geeks paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat.
Infrared lights scanning the room. Specters appear in the jam gloom. Podcaster insight streamers keen eye. Tracking the spirits as they float and fly. Spooky whispers ride the circle line. Respect like a portal through space and time. Every note builds tension in the haunted air. Geeks paranormal, the ghosts beware. Crowds at home watching the pulse unfold. Stories of the night in the visuals told. Dance with the phantoms, EDM embrace. Ghosts and humans share the same space.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the living, living in the dream. Ghost in the static, moving with the beat. Geeks paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat.
Whispers grow, machines hum, ghosts rise,
Lights flicker.
heartbeat slows, darkness pulses.
Are you ready? Streams cut to black.
Silence holds
Only the static.
in G.E.E.K.S paranormal.
In the shadows,
Investigating,
streaming,
podcasting.
forever chasing the unseen.
Whispers in the static, flickering light. The night is listening. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal. Sin waits. Hard to shadow know that something waits. Late night signals, the sensors hum. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, hear the spirits come. Streaming live to the curious eyes. Cameras flicker while the phantom flies. Every creak in the floor, every cold breeze is a secret the shadows whisper with ease. Protest a voice calm, but the pulse is high. Your driving pulses meet the otherworldly sky. Baseline driving like footsteps in the hall. Guitar riffs wail as the shadows call. Poltergeist energy in the dance floor glow. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal makes the haunted show.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the living, living in the dream. Ghost in the static, moving with the beat. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat. Candles flicker, screens light the haze. You're trying storming a spectral maze. From haunted halls to the digital streams, we chase the shadows, we chase the dreams.
Infrared lights scanning the room. Specters appear in the E.P.P gloom. Part tester insight streamers keen eye. Tracking the spirits as they float and fly. Spooky whispers ride the circular line. Respect like a portal through space and time. Every note builds tension in the haunted air. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, the ghosts beware. Crowds at home watching the pulse unfold. Stories of the night in the visuals told. Dance with the phantoms, EDM embrace. Ghosts and humans share the same space.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the living, living in the dream. Ghost in the static, moving with the beat. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat. Candles flicker, screens light the haze. Trying storm in a spectral maze. From haunted halls to the digital streams, we chase the shadows, we chase the dreams.
Whispers grow, machines hum, ghosts rise,
Lights flicker.
heartbeat slows, darkness pulses.
Are you ready?
And action. You're supposed to say the lines.
Oh, is it? I I gotta say that.
Yes.
Public service announcement. The views and opinions are the opinions.
Fuck that bullshit. They are my opinions and my guests, no one else's. Remember, this show ain't for chitlins' ears, so listening discretion and viewing discretion is advised. This is a paranormal horror crime show, so the scenes and the sounds can be a little terrifying to those little ears and those little eyeballs. And of course, there's obviously cussing. I mean, it's me. Also, please don't do anything that these stupid ass people do in this video or this podcast. This is for entertainment purposes and for you guys to listen with your ears, consume the knowledge. And now, time for the show.
Whispers in the static, flickering lights. The night is listening. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal. Shadows know that something waits. Late night signals, the senses hum. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, hear the spirits come. Streaming live to the curious eyes. Cameras flicker while the phantom fly. Poltergeist energy in the dance floor glow. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal makes the haunted show.
Haunted halls to the digital streams. We chase the shadows. We chase the dreams.
What is up, everybody? It is Shauna with Exploring the Paranormal Perspective and founder of G.E.E.K.S Paranormal, or you can just call me Geeks. Most everybody does. Welcome to the show. I have the wonderful Timothy Wayne Williams on tonight. We're going to talk about some of his paintings and some of his paranormal experience. Welcome to the show, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
Been
Well, let's
looking
start.
forward to it.
I've been looking forward to having you on too, especially with seeing
Right,
your
right.
paintings and seeing some of the stuff you've
Cool,
done.
cool.
But I want to start off with the obvious question. At what point in your artistic journey did you wake up and think, you know what, classical landscape painting needs more Bigfoot?
It needs a Bigfoot. You know, it's crazy. I was a normal, just, painter doing, normal art shows and everything. And then one day, I've always been interested in the paranormal. And one day I was just doing a landscape like hundreds others, I've done. And I just thought, oh, that'd be funny if I just hid a little Bigfoot in there, and not tell anybody,
Oh,
And I end up selling probably a dozen or more paintings that the people have no idea there's a Bigfoot in their painting. I didn't think anyone would think it was a big deal. But there was one day I was having a really slow art show. So I started telling people, hey, see if you can find this Bigfoot in the painting. And then people were like coming in and crowding around this one painting. They were really digging it. So I thought, well, maybe I'm onto something. And so I started posting on Facebook groups, about Bigfoot. There's a million of them. And everyone seemed to really dig it. So it's blossomed into a career, if you can believe it. I put out 2 calendars with Doug Hychak, the guy who did Monster Quest. And I was able to get a publisher and publish a book of them. So
that's
crazy.
pretty amazing. It's crazy how things turn out, isn't it?
It is crazy. Not in a million years would I thought I'd be doing this for a living.
Now, growing up in Indiana, were there any local cryptid legends or paranormal experiences that planted the seed for the painting?
Oh yeah. I'm from a little town called Elwood, about an hour north of Indianapolis, and we had something known as the Pig Man. That was one of those things you would always go out, out by the cornfields, and there was an old house everyone said was where Pigman was from, and
Mm.
then you look into it and you find there's like tons of Pigman lore, all over the country. But
That is what I have not looked into.
are you serious? Oh my
I am
goodness, yeah,
serious. Now I
yeah,
need to know more about this
Pigman.
pig man.
It was just like supposed to be some deformed guy, and but who looked like a pig, and he would come and
Oh,
attack people. I had a guy told me one time that he was out with the girlfriend, and just like out of the movie, he said he had an encounter with something he thought was Pigman that scratched his car all to hell.
oh my God. Like with
Yeah,
hoof marks or like just fingernails?
like claws.
Oh,
So
dang.
I don't know. It was weird,
I would
but
not want to be in the in the middle of the night hearing a oink or something like that going
yeah,
on.
I know, right, right. Yeah, me and my friends, we'd go out all the time. And it was more just to scare ourselves, We'd just go to the places we heard he was seen.
Ah,
And
I
but
understand.
we've had some Bigfoot stuff, not so much around where I grew up, but in southern Indiana, there's there's also you can look this up, the mill race monster in from Columbus, Indiana, is
Mhm.
supposed to be kind of like a greenish Bigfoot. I have no idea
Oh.
why he's, but yeah, they call him the mill race monster because they have a race like a marathon every year
Mhm.
there. And supposedly, like, I don't know if it is the 60s or 70s, I don't really remember. But supposedly some people on this marathon actually saw it.
Mhm. Oh my God. That would be interesting. Well, I've talked on a couple of panels about the Bigfoot and about what I believe because, we have octopi that can kind of blend into anything
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
camouflage themselves. I would think maybe Bigfoot might have that same sort of quality because I don't
That's
understand unless he's slipping through the veil
yeah,
or he's going up in a spaceship.
yeah. Yeah, my two theories on that, and you're dead on that first one. That's
Mm,
I said the same thing about an octopus or a
mm,
chameleon, how they
yeah,
can blend into their surroundings. I'm like, why, why couldn't it be a creature that does this that we don't know about? Who's to say, that
yeah,
there isn't something like that around? Um, and or I do think a lot about like coming in and out of portals. I talked
yeah.
to not to name drop, but Ronnie LeBlanc, who was from
Mm,
Expedition Bigfoot.
mm.
And I had some deep talks with him about this, and he swears he saw one come out of a portal. And we
Oh,
talked about that
really?
for a long time. Yeah.
Oh,
He's one of the
wow.
few researchers out there who kind of is not scared to talk about the woo kind of aspect of Bigfoot. It's a
Yeah.
flesh and blood animal camp, and then there's the camp that no, there's
Mm,
something paranormal to it.
yep.
Not sure
There's
what, but
something
there's
more to
something.
him. Yeah, definitely. Because it's just too easy to lose them, to lose track of them when you're going after them. You can find their footprints and everything because well, undoubtedly they can't make those disappear, but they disappear. So it is something very curious about them. I've never gone on a Bigfoot investigation. Am I against it? No.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I try to stray more into the paranormal field. But
yeah,
I am curious about Bigfoot and I am curious about UFOs.
yeah. Me too. Yeah,
Um
I get invited all the time to go on Bigfoot hunts and stuff, and I'm like, that's for young people. That's not for me. I'm not.
right.
It's
I'm
like,
getting too old for
I
this mess.
I don't want to get in a tent. Okay, my tent days are over. You know, I like a bed.
Me too. I had somebody, Polar Nights in chat said, I think I dated that Bigfoot. She left claw marks. Uh,
Congratulations, congratulations.
he also said, I sort of doubt an alien would look like a human. They different make sense. They don't make sense. He's from overseas.
Yeah,
But
nice.
yeah. Um But going back into your artwork and everything, you started as a photographer and a musician before discovering painting. So
Yes,
did
actually,
Bigfoot photobomb any of your early photography?
no. Actually, I'm actually thinking about taking photographer off that because it was very brief that I was a photographer. And I was really good at it when I did it, but it was like
Mm,
in the late 80s. And it's like,
mm.
and it was brief. But, I
Just
knew
didn't
how
want
to do it
to,
then.
but the painting was really what got you. The painting and the
Well,
music.
being a musician is what I thought I was going to be. I got
Mm.
very close to being, for the lack of a better term, I got really close to making it, with the,
Oh.
I had a really good band and we were making a lot of waves and the right people were interested in the band. And then it's a long story, but
Ah.
we're supposed to go into a studio and record this demo in Toronto, Canada. It was a big deal, but we had to wait for Guns N' Roses to get out because they were mixing one of their albums there. It's a very famous studio in Canada, in Toronto, and they took super long in the studio.
um,
And so in that time, my band imploded, had this huge row with the guys. And yeah, I kind of quit, got fired, but it's weird because it was my band. So I don't know how I got fired, but it was a mess. We had an
oh.
attorney get involved. He was our manager and he
Oh
screwed
no.
everything up. But anyhow, that's it's like no one
I
wants to hear
get
that.
it.
It was I was so close. And after that happened, I was all like, I'm not doing that again. I am not
Right.
starting from ground zero again.
Oh my
And I was
God.
talking and my mother-in-law heard me over she overheard me say something about like, yeah, I always thought it'd be cool to try oil painting. And then like that Christmas, she got me an oil paint set. So that's
Oh.
where it started.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about your oil paintings. Like your technique blends the atmospheric lighting of some Dutch masters with hidden cryptids.
Oh, thank you.
If Rembrandt knew you were using his lighting techniques to hide Bigfoot, do you think he'd be honored or horrified?
No, he'd be laughing because I'm not that good. He'd be all like, "What? No." Um,
No, not at all.
yeah, I tell people my style of painting is right in the middle of realism and impressionism. It's right in the
Mhm.
middle. It's not. It looks real from a distance, but you get up close and you see that it's a lot of just dabbing the paint on.
Mhm.
So it's very impressionistic too.
Still looks good. Still looks good. So walk us through your creative processes. Like, do you paint the beautiful landscape first and then think this needs more cryptid, or
Yes,
yeah?
yeah. I paint the whole landscape first. And sometimes I don't think it needs a cryptid. A lot of times I do not put anything in them. But
Hmm.
if I see just the right shadow or something that already kind of looks like a Bigfoot, I'll just kind of finish that out. And I do that a lot. But yeah, sometimes I'll paint them in and then I'll have to paint a little foliage on top of them to help them hide a little bit more. And it's weird. If I hide them too well, I get people angry with me, and if I make them too obvious, people get angry with me. So I try to
It's a
do a
lose
whole
lose.
array. I do a whole array of hard ones and easy ones. So
Oh, I get it. I get it. So, like, peace is like the secret part of youth, and acquiescence is it acquiesce, or what is? Did I
yeah,
say it right? Okay.
I think so.
The
Acquiesce.
Now they're famous for their hidden say a Sasquatch. Have you ever had someone stare at one of your paintings for like a really, really long time and still
Oh yeah.
not find them
Oh yeah. All the time.
all the time?
If I do stuff online, I'll hear from people who've been like, I've stared at this for 3 hours. And like, you have to tell me where it is. And then I'll circle it and send them an image back, and they'll be all like, "Damn it!"
Right, exactly. It's like,
And then they
oh
get
man,
mad.
I knew it.
Yeah, yeah, that happens a lot actually.
So now, do you also hide ghosts in your maritime scenes?
I hide ghosts in mostly haunted houses and stuff. But I've
Really?
done a couple ghost ships. But yeah, no, yeah, I do ghost. I've done Mothman, Dogman, UFOs, aliens. So I've hidden almost everything,
Now, do they all require the same technique? You paint the scene and then.
pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, what?
But
How do
there
you
are
get your?
some things.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say there are some things I will not paint. I had a real creepy. In, well, I had a guy commission me to do a Wendigo, and it was
Really?
not going well, and I had some creepy stuff happen, and I just had to say no, I can't do it because it just was too weird. And the painting
Really?
wasn't going well at all. It was just I kept walking by it, and it just got a weird feeling, and then I had some weird dreams. And then one day I got up and I just saw the word Wendigo everywhere. And it's like, what are the odds of that? You know, it was
Right?
like,
Something's telling you
it was
not
like,
to.
yeah, it was like I saw like some actress and I was like, what was she in? And I like look IMDb her, and like the first movie she was in was called Wendigo. And I was all like, what the hell? It's like you never
Oh,
hear that word. And then one day I saw it like 10 times in like 3 hours. And it's like, what are the odds of that? So yeah,
exactly.
there are some things I won't paint. I don't love painting aliens, uh, but I do every now and then. But anything that's kind of demonic, like a skinwalker or a rake,
Mhm.
those kind of things, I don't really like doing.
Is it because you feel like that that negative energy is going to come back at you?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. If it didn't happen with that Wendigo, then I would probably say no. But no, I there was
Yeah.
a bad energy to that, and so yeah,
Now, do you think it was the energy coming off of that from the person that wanted it, or just of the Wendigo itself?
I think just even saying the name. Matter of fact, I normally don't say that word that often.
Yeah.
It just because it just seems like it comes back and bites me. So
Oh,
yeah, it's weird.
wow. So it's that powerful for you.
I guess I don't know.
I have people in
Weird.
the chat asking what a Wendigo is. Do you want to explain it to them?
It's It's a Native American term for a creature. The best I can describe it is it's kind of like a rake. And if you don't know what a rake is, um, it's just a demonic entity that some tribes
Kind of
talk
has
about, basically.
antlers
I
and
think,
like a
yeah, it
skull
has antlers,
face.
kind of a, yeah, like a really
Long.
skeletal appearance,
Yeah.
I think.
Um, I know one good way to look at it is if you've ever played Labyrinthine. Anybody out there, if y'all have ever played Labyrinthine, there's a Wendigo that's in one of the mazes that looks a lot like what people indicate that it looks like in the pictures and the artwork. But it's a
Yeah.
really creepy and scary creature.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had a dream where it just calls out to you to paint it? Like
Oh
a
yeah.
paranormal?
Yes. I had a weird dream about doing a dock scene, and that's not normally anything I would do. Matter of fact, I don't think I'd ever done a dock, but I just had a weird um, pull to do it. I saw it in a dream and it looked
Yeah.
cool, and I was just kind of like, I wonder if I can do it. I think I'm supposed to do it. I'm not sure why, but And it did sell like right away.
Really? So it
Yeah.
was like an epiphany. Like your dream was like, yeah, let's do this, and then
Yeah.
somebody bought
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Was it like instant buy or?
Almost. Yeah. That happens every
Wow.
now and then when I would say about 50% of my art will be bought immediately. I'll post it and someone will go, I want that, and
Wow.
that's awesome. So, when that happens, maybe not 50%, maybe 30% of the time. Yeah, 50 is too much. Maybe 30% of the time that happens. It's awesome.
Wow. That is pretty
And
crazy.
I do shows, I do some
Mhm.
paranormal events. I stopped doing fine art events because they were expensive and you're also
Mhm.
competing with some of the world's best artists, and I did okay, um, but the paranormal stuff is just so much more fun. The shows are great. I've made all these friends, and it's just great. I love doing, paranormal events.
Yeah,
Super
some
fun.
of the events are absolutely phenomenal, especially when you have events that you meet these people and you become friends with them, and it's like a long lasting friendship, and it's like a
Yeah, oh
camaraderie
yeah.
instead of a backstabbing. Oh my gosh, the drama. The drama side can stay on the drama side. I
Oh
don't want
man,
any of the drama.
in fine art shows, everybody hates everybody. And
Oh
it's,
my
all
god.
the artists, are all like, I can't believe he's over selling all those watercolors and they're crap. Everyone just talks shit about each other. And
Oh
yeah, so it's not fun with fine art events at all. A
no.
lot it's very dog eat dog. But I don't find that at paranormal events. Everybody's rooting everybody else on, and
Mhm.
they want everyone to do well. No one's ever like, backstabbing.
That is cool. That is cool. Now, you've also appeared on shows like the Untold Radio AM and Let's Find Out. What was the most unexpected reaction you've gotten from the paranormal community about your
Oh wow.
art?
Boy, I don't know. It would just, boy, I don't know. It would just have to be probably the uh, the people who would contact me right after.
Mhm.
And a lot of people want commissions, and they're like, "Hey, I've seen this thing, and can you, if I describe it to you, can you paint it?" And I think that might be, something that has came up. It's kind of a big deal.
Hey, that's a good outcome.
Yeah, a super good outcome. Yeah.
Now, I've seen somewhere where you're kind of described as a self-described oh my god, eccentric romantic. Does that mean you paint Bigfoot love scenes, or
I
is the
think
romance more about the
first I want to
mystery and
say
chase?
I think my daughter wrote that. Wasn't, but yeah, no, you know, I'm a very romantic type person, and that doesn't
Mm,
necessarily mean, like, relationship stuff. I
right,
just, like romantic, like in the history of it and
right.
the, stuff like that. Um, but I am very romantic too, but
Mm.
uh, yeah, yeah. So, I don't know. Now I'm
My
kind of like,
daughter wrote that. That wasn't me, guys. That wasn't him. That was his daughter.
yeah, yeah. No, that is true. She always, my daughter's like a genius, and I'll send her stuff, and she'll rewrite it for me. And so, but I am a little eccentric. You know, I mean, just what
Hey,
I
ain't
do
nothing
is
wrong with that.
crazy. Yeah, just what I do is crazy. I do a lot of humor writing too.
I was about to
That's
ask you
sort of
about
like,
that. What a good
yeah,
segue.
yeah. It's mostly posts I've done on Facebook and stuff, and I've slowed down doing it. But I used to do you know, I had a huge long story about me going to California when I was 15. That was crazy. And
Oh.
I put a lot of humor in, telling the story, and people loved that. People just kept bothering me, like, put it in the next installment, we're loving this story. So, so I trying to figure out where to take that, I
Well,
might talk to
you've
my
got a
publisher
following
about it.
for it.
I think so. Yeah.
So do you are any of those followers like buyers of your artwork as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Tons of
You
them.
get quite a
Yeah.
few of them? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well,
I have a lady, my biggest collector, and people don't believe me when I tell them this. My biggest collector is a wonderful lady named Kathleen who lives just outside of London and doesn't care about Bigfoot. Doesn't care at all. But she owns over like it's probably going close to 50 of my pieces.
oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, she just likes the way I paint. She likes the atmospheric kind of stuff. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't care if there's a Bigfoot in it or not. So it's
Oh,
super cool.
that is very cool. And like you said, she's in London, so your artwork is collected internationally, like in France,
Oh
Germany,
yeah.
Scotland,
Uh,
Canada, Austria. Do they
yeah.
do Europeans do you think Europeans are better at finding the Bigfoot than Americans, or are we equally terrible?
I don't know about that. Some of the paintings that are owned in Europe do not have Bigfoot in them. I know that. Some of them were sold before I started doing the Bigfoot. But there is like a lady in Scotland who's bought a few Bigfoot,
Oh.
things, really digs it.
Mhm.
Uh, Another person in England, Canada, Canada definitely. I've sold lots of stuff.
Now, you are
France.
also featured in a calendar, in a cryptid calendar, your
Well,
artwork.
it was my artwork was featured.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing I did with Doug Highcheck. I did one. I self-published a calendar, my first calendar, and it did real well. And so I got with Doug and his sons have a publishing company, and we did a couple calendars together, and they did great. But I realized though, it's like calendars have like a shelf life. You know, they don't.
Yeah. They don't
After a
last.
certain time, nobody needs that calendar. And so I decided to do a book that was, something that forever green, something
Now
that
you
will,
have a copy of that book with you right now. You want to show it?
I happen to just have. Yeah. So it's Your Bigfoot Expedition. You can get this on Amazon or signed copies directly through me. It's 65 of my paintings that have hidden Bigfoot in it. Let me find a page that's good.
Now there was one painting that I did look at that I was able to find Bigfoot pretty easily, but the other ones I have
Yeah,
not.
but here's some fall paintings. I've got it. I've got a little bit of a narrative that runs through the book, just to kind of tie all the paintings together. It's set up like you're going on your own expedition, and your job is to look at these, spots and count how many Bigfoot you think you see. You're recording
Oh,
that,
there's
and
more
that's where
than
you put.
one?
Oh yeah, some there. I've got as many as like I think 5 or maybe 7. I forget, but you write down cryptid count, how many you think you see, okay, and then you go through. It's set up. You start in spring, you go through summer, fall, and winter, and then after winter, I'm not a jerk. I show you where they all were. I have them circled.
Oh. Oh,
So yeah,
sweet.
sometimes it's just one creature, sometimes it's quite a few. So yeah, so you never know. I tell people don't skip and go to the back. Really
Mhm.
look at the piece and see if you can see how many you think you see. Yeah.
Now,
So that's available on Amazon, or just message me and I can get you a sign.
under Timothy Wayne Williams.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Now y'all heard that. Y'all can find him on Facebook on the Book of Faces or Amazon and go purchase that book because he has
Yes.
or go at least to his Facebook page and look at some of his artwork because it's
Heck
absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then
Follow
you
me.
can determine
Please,
whether
please.
or not you want to purchase the book.
Absolutely. That's fair.
Now, you cite influences ranging from like Rembrandt and Mary Cassatt to Norman Rockwell and modern day masters like Ping Ho. Which of these artists do you think would have been most likely to secretly paint cryptids if they thought of it first?
Oh, Rembrandt. Definitely
Rembrandt?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Rembrandt seems to have more of the sense of humor in there than
Oh,
the rest
yeah.
of them.
Oh, my gosh. He used to paint his wife in some funny kind of situations, stuff, his muse. And he definitely, if there was Bigfoot back, there, he would definitely start putting in guarantee it.
Now, if Bigfoot actually came to one of your gallery showings, do you think he'd be flattered by the representation or file a lawsuit for unauthorized use of his likeness?
Well, it's funny. I don't know what to believe, but there was a guy in West Virginia who owns quite a bit of my stuff, and he swears he has some invisible Bigfoot on his property. Okay, sometimes in his house too. I love
In
this guy.
his
He's a great
house?
guy. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but he says that he talks to Bigfoot, and they like what I'm doing. They're all about it. So I got that going. So I don't know.
You're giving them recognition.
Yeah, something. I'm their PR guy. I don't know.
Now, you make viewers active participants by hiding cryptids in your artwork. So, in your opinion, what's more satisfying, creating a beautiful painting or watching someone's face when they finally spot the hidden Sasquatch?
Oh, it's creating the painting.
Creating the painting.
Because I want them to enjoy the painting. I want them to be able to put that on their wall and not care if there's a Bigfoot in it or not. It's just a cool little, added thing. But yeah, no, I want them to be crazy about the painting. That's what I really
Of
want.
Of course. Like the one you're working on right now has actually good look, and I love castles. So whenever you pop that up, I was like, oh.
Let me show you. This does not have anything in it. This is just the castle. I thought it could stand on its own.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love that painting.
Yeah, I have a show, or I have a solo art show coming up in Elwood, my hometown, October 30th. And I think I'm saving that for the show. I don't think I'm going to put it up for sale until that show.
That would, because I think somebody at that show is probably going to buy that painting.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super proud of that.
Very nice. I love it. I think it came out really good. But here's a question I want to know. I'm pretty sure everyone else would want to know too. Have you ever painted a landscape and then forgotten to hide Bigfoot in it? And then go back to add him?
No, but I've had customers ask for it, to me to add, something that, like, matter of fact, I had some people want a vase of roses painted. It was very significant to them in some way. I did it, delivered it, and they said, okay, now where's the Bigfoot? I'm like, you gotta be kidding. They wanted I had to take it back home and put a Bigfoot in there. It's crazy.
Well, you've gotten to be known as hiding the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I know.
So
they were like,
not everyone wants Bigfoot.
Yeah, so they've got a real special one because I would not normally do that. I only put it in scenes that are possible, like a scene that it possibly could be. I don't think Bigfoot would be tiny in a vase with flowers. So
no.
Normally
not unless it's just a reflection.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Now, Bigfoot or ghosts? Which one are easier to hide?
Bigfoot, definitely.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, a lot of the ghosts, yeah, are super hard to. Yeah,
Hard to figure out where to put them and what to do with them.
and and then I get people who are mad at me when I do them, and like they're kind of transparent, whitish, and they're all like, "Why is it that? It should be black, all black." And I'm like,
What?
I've seen some pretty good ghost photos both ways, so I don't know.
Well, you've got your shadow ghosts, and then you got your see-through
Yeah,
ghosts, your see-through
right.
apparitions, and then you got full-bodied apparitions. So you got
Yeah,
them that look just like you and me. Then you got the
yeah.
orbs, so wisps. So you have all kinds of different kind of ghosts. I guess it just depends on a person's perspective, huh?
The other thing I like to do is like sometimes if I can make it a little more obvious, um, I like when I do a castle, a haunted castle, I like to make it look like a night, but
Oh,
you can
yeah,
barely make it out. There's
yeah.
this glowing kind of thing, but then there's just a little bit of armor that you can make out. That's always fun. I like doing that a lot.
That sounds really cool. Now, do you just do oil painting or do you do acrylics too?
Nah, just oils.
Just oil? Why is it just
It
easier to work with the oil?
Oh, to me, yes, but most people start out with acrylic, and I get it why they do. Uh, I think you just get better. You can get more atmospheric, more glowing, with
Mm.
oils. Um, there are some great acrylic painters who can get that effect too. But I'm
Mm.
like, I should just do oils. But
Oil
there's
takes
nothing
longer to
wrong with.
dry, doesn't it?
Yeah, much longer. And some people are like, they get frustrated with it, but if you actually stick with it, you'll see the benefits to that. There are
Mm.
benefits to it still being a little damp or tacky. That's it's a good thing actually.
So, what is the best cryptid you've never painted but want to?
Oh, Ogopogo. I have not. I've done like Nessie, but I kind of want to do
Mm.
Ogopogo.
So, is that probably a possible painting that you're going to do in the future?
Probably, yeah, yeah.
So, I did read that you have a couple of doxies.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Have you ever painted any of your doxies or hidden any of your doxies in any of your paintings?
I have not. Um, I have some people tell me that, oh, go do that. They'll sell really fast, but I'm not so sure. I'm actually working with a cat cafe. It's a rescue. It's a cat rescue
Oh.
cafe type thing. And they have asked me to hide cats in some of my landscapes, you know. And so I've done that a little bit. So, but yeah, yeah, maybe I'll try the dachshund thing. I'll try it, see if it sells. I don't know.
I grew up with doxies. I had
Oh yeah.
3 doxies when I was growing up and absolutely love those dogs so much.
Oh
They
yeah.
are just big enough you're not going to step all over them unless they run in front of you, and small
Oh yeah.
enough you can pick them up and love on them. I love
Oh yeah. Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that too. That's the
Now,
way.
what's the weirdest place someone has claimed to see Bigfoot in your art besides the guy said that visible in his house?
Oh, oh yeah. Yeah. You mean like I had someone see it in the clouds, in my painting. And I tell them
Really?
it's like I don't paint it abstract. It's not like some weird thing you're gonna see in the clouds or something. It's like I want it to be like there's a real creature staring at you, from behind a
Right.
tree. I'm not gonna make it some weird thing.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I
But
did see that painted. Oh, yeah. People
I've
go,
had
what?
people like I've had people go, oh, I see it in the clouds, or it's like, oh, that whole mountaintop is a Bigfoot face, and it's like, no, honey,
Uh,
that's pareidolia big time.
would you ever do something like that to where it is
No,
like in the, no, it's just
no,
always going to be
I,
like a normal sized
it's
Bigfoot somewhere.
exactly, Yeah, I
Oh.
don't like the abstract though. Just,
So
the
what do you
abstract.
think about fairies?
Oh, I just finished a painting with a fairy and a
Really?
cat. There's a cat and a fairy.
A cat and a fairy in the painting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you believe that they exist?
Yes, actually, in some form. Yeah,
Kind of like the
definitely.
Puckwudgies and the
Yeah,
yeah.
right. The
Oh.
yeah. Oh, I definitely think there's something.
So share with me your scariest paranormal experience that you've ever had.
Okay. Okay. This is a good one. I think this is very unique too. When I was in a band in high school, all of us got our money together and decided to rent out this. I think they call it a pole barn. It's just like a big, nothing to it, just big space. And you could rent it out for like wedding receptions or, things like that. And it had a big stage and everything. And we rented this out to put on a big show. We saved all our money for a long time. So we set up one night and we had just finished getting everything set up and we were literally saying goodbye to each other. We were at the soundboard, which was kind of in the middle of the space. And we're all like, hey, see you tomorrow. We're going to rock the place. It's going to be great. And all of a sudden, we hear this loud, cackling laugh. Okay. And we're all like, what the hell? And then we look up, and on the stage, there is a man sitting on our speaker, or like our bass
Amp.
speaker, I forget what they call him. And he's just laughing his ass off. Okay. He's heard the funniest thing. And we're all looking at each other like, this is creepy as hell, you know? And so everyone's like, someone's got to go chase him out. We got to leave. And so, of course, for whatever reason, I get pushed forward to, have to talk to this guy. So I go up to him and he's still kind of cackling, kind of, giggling and stuff. And I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing here? And how'd you get in here? Because we had shut all the doors. Like I said, we were getting ready to leave. This place only had like 2 garage doors that you loaded in and loaded out. And then there was another door that like the crowd would come in or you take tickets or whatever. That was the in and out door. Um, that was all. There was like nothing to this place. So we're like trying to figure out, well, how the hell did he get in? But anyhow, I go up to him. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? And why are you here? And he's like, hey, man, I got something. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. I got something you're going to just totally dig. And I'm getting a little worried, but just like out of a cartoon. Okay, let me describe this. You know how like Bugs Bunny could put his like hand behind his back and come out with a gigantic club or something.
Right.
He could always just grab something. Well, this guy reaches behind his back just like that. And suddenly, I don't even know how he did this. He pulls out a stack of Polaroids this tall. He could barely fit his fingers around them. Okay. And he's like, oh man, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. And he just kept saying, I would love it. And he's like tossing me these things. They are the most pornographic stuff I've ever seen. I mean, it was really kind of after about 4, I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, okay, he's a pimp. Okay, that's what this has got to be. And I'm like, dude, I'm not interested at all in that. He's like, no, I got something else you're gonna like. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna offer drugs or something. And he got the attitude of the being, laughing and being jovial over. And he looks at me like real seriously. He's like, I can get you what you want. What do you want? What do you need? And just this, I mean, just saying that gave me the creeps, but I mean, it shivers up and down my spine when he said that. And he just was straight eye contact. He was, it wasn't funny anymore. He was like, just
Mm-mm.
tell me what you need. And I was all like, man, I don't need anything. And one of the guitar players came up beside me, and he saw that I wasn't killed. So he thought it was safe to come up. And he comes up and he's going through the Polaroids. He's digging them. And I'm like, dude, come on, let's get away from this. And so I drag him back to the soundboard, not far away. We're talking, I've thought about this. I can't even tell you exactly how far it was. 15 feet, maybe, from where he was. We go to the soundboard, and you know how we kind of huddle real quick, and you know how you do that thing, like you're going to talk about somebody,
Mhm.
but you look over your shoulder and make sure they're not
Yeah.
listening. Well, 15 feet, which is nothing to walk, we huddle, and I look back before I say anything about the guy, because they're all like, what does he want? I look back, the guy's gone, absolutely gone. And he would have had to walk by us to get out. There was 2
Mhm.
garage doors close to him, but they were shut. If he would have opened them, we would have heard it. And he would have had to walk right by us to get out. There's nothing to this place. So I'm like, he's hiding somewhere, I'm like, we got to
Mhm.
find this guy. We're not leaving him in here, all night. And so we're tearing the place apart, and like we even looked under my drum riser, which was only like a foot high, but you
Wow.
could technically crawl under there. So we looked everywhere, and he was not there.
You
And
think it was a demon trying to strike a deal?
I do. I didn't for a while. We just talked about the creepy guy, but the more I thought about it, it's like, of all the band members, I was the most poor, the most desperate.
Mm.
And I had told everyone it was this or bust, either I become a rock star or, you know, I was
Oh.
just absolutely driven to become a rock star. And
Mm.
I think, or it could have been just because they pushed me up there to talk to him other than someone else. But I don't know. I feel now like I was supposed to talk to him, or he wanted me to talk to him. And
I wonder if he struck deals like that before with quite a few other artists.
probably, you know,
Mm-hmm. Kind
um,
of because the music scene and the movie scene that just
oh yeah, so much
some of
evil
the
and so
most
much,
desperate people wanting to
yeah,
get big, wanting to get famous,
oh
and
yeah,
is a ripe opportunity for those demons.
yeah, big time.
Oh my
Big,
gosh. So glad you didn't strike a deal with him.
yeah, me too, me too,
Now, you
me too.
said in backstage before we came on live, you also had an angelic approach.
Yeah, I think this is a very unique situation too. It actually involves the toilet. So I guarantee you haven't heard something like this.
No, I
But
have not.
back when we first had kids, I'm not even sure my wife was working. I don't remember. All I know is we were really hard up for money, and the job I was working was not great. And we had a toilet break on us, or it stopped working right. And so I was like, well, let's we had the money to buy a new toilet. Okay, we had just enough to do that. And I thought, I've never done plumbing like that. And it was all like, well, how hard can it be when I take the old toilet out? I'll see how it, worked, and then I'll put it right back in, just like I take the old one out. Well, so we get a new toilet. I take it back home, and I'm trying to put it in, and it is not going well. It's not fitting right, and I don't understand why it's not. And
Those
I
damn
even have
wax rings. God, I hate putting pulling in.
I even one of my friends whose dad was a plumber, he came over and he looked at it and was baffled. He's like, I don't understand why this isn't working. This should be working. And he gave up. He was like, I'm sorry, dude, I can't help you. Well, we did not have the money to hire a plumber. Okay. That was out of the question. We barely had enough money to get the toilet. So, I mean, the family was going in a bucket and not happy about it. And so, like the next day, I was like talking to the plumbing experts, in the hardware stores and going, this is my situation. What do you think? And they all were like baffled. They're like, I don't understand why that's not working. It should work. And it was a nightmare. And I I tell people, you got to understand. It was just a stupid toilet thing, but you don't understand how I felt like I was letting down my family. I was mad at my dad for never teaching me any of this stuff. And I just was like, I thought this would be easy, and this is a nightmare, and the family's getting really upset. And so I had went to, I don't know, 5 different hardware stores and talked to their plumbing experts, and no one was helping. Well, one day I finally was all like, I'll just go back to a hardware store again. Maybe I'm not even going to talk to anyone. I'm just going to look and see if there's a part that jumps out at me that maybe will work. And so I'm pretty distraught and just disappointed in myself. And I'm in this plumbing aisle of this hardware store, and I'm just standing there, just staring. And I'm not even looking really at anything, just stewing, in my disappointment in myself. And this guy, he's probably 10 feet away or so, goes, Hey, what you working on? And I looked over at the guy, and the guy was younger than me. And he looked kind of homeless, maybe, or maybe there was some mental diminished capacity or something. He didn't look quite right. I know that sounds maybe a little judgmental, but sometimes you can get that vibe. Like maybe he was not didn't have everything there, and maybe he was just lonely and wanted to talk. That was the other impression I got. And normally I'm all down with that. I'm super, good with people, but I was just, in my own stewing, worrying thing. But he kept persisting. He kept saying, Tell me what you're working on. What are you working on? Finally, just to get him off my back, I gave him a real rough thing. I was like, okay, I got this toilet. It's not fitting. It should be sealing upright, and it's not. I don't understand. It's almost exactly like the old toilet. And the guy didn't say a word. He walks just a little ways away, maybe 7 feet. I don't know. And he grabs his part that I don't ever even remember seeing. He comes back and he says, you need this. This is how you put it in. This will solve your problem. And he walks away. I'm looking at the part, and I'm just baffled. I mean, I'm stunned. I'm looking at it going, this is exactly what I need. It was an extension thing that moved
To raise the
the B ring or the O, that ring thing. It raised it. And no one told me about this thing. No one even suggested it. And this guy just handed it to me, told me exactly how to put it in, and walks away. And I'm watching him walk. And my wife, at the same time, as he's walking down the aisle, my wife walks up and goes, Who was that? I'm like, that guy just solved my problem. Like, he just came out of nowhere and solved my. And she's like, Did you thank him? And I'm like, I think I did, but I better make sure. So as I said that, I still see him. Okay. And he walks down another aisle. I go down that aisle, and he's nowhere to be seen. I looked through that whole plumbing department and some of the other departments. I'm not going to say I went through the whole hardware store, but I went through quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I was looking for him. I thought maybe I'll see him when we check out, and I'll thank him then. Never saw the dude again. And I took the part home, put it in, had it going in like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Unbelievable.
Wow. When you need him, you never know when he'll show
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. So that was kind of crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my God. Solved your problem just like that.
I've had people get angry with me and they're like, oh, you wouldn't get some angel helping with a toilet situation. But I'm like, maybe not. But, I was super distraught. And I'm like, you know, I, I don't know. I can't explain it. It just
You
seemed
never
very
know.
unnerving. I don't know why they would help me in that moment, but I think they did. I really do think they did.
Because you felt at your worst. So
Yeah.
they wanted to pop in and give you a boost, so to
Yeah. Just
speak.
help me through that crappy situation. So,
Yep. I've had quite a few do that for me over my lifetime.
have
I
you?
highly agree that there's a man upstairs, or there's no reason I should be here right now. So undoubtedly I'm here for a reason. So hopefully
Yeah.
this is the reason, is to help people out, help people with their paranormal stuff, and get
Absolutely.
you guys out there. And before we go anywhere, I do want to show off some of your paintings. So let
Yeah.
me
Cool.
share so you can kind of go over a few of them. If I can find where I put there it is. Let's see. All right. Can you see it?
Okay, now I can. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a painting of Venice. That that was painted before I started hiding things in painting.
Ah, so that
But
is
I
absolutely gorgeous.
oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I
So do
really
the
was
buildings
proud
really
that
look like that?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
on the
really was
water.
proud of how the lighting came out. If you look how the light is hitting the building
Hmm.
there.
And the
Yeah.
shadows, and yeah, you
Yeah.
did a really good job.
Thank you.
Really good job. You're welcome. And then the next one is your book.
Yeah.
There's his book again, guys. You
Amazon
want it.
or message me through Messenger and I will get you a signed copy. And it's actually cheaper through me too. So,
Ah, Timothy Wayne Williams on the Book of Faces, y'all. All right. And then this one.
yeah, this one has a hidden Bigfoot, but I painted this like 3 years ago and I'm not sure if I remember where.
I think I know where.
You know where? All right.
Yep. Right there.
That does seem right. I'd have to put on my glasses to
Oh,
get a better.
there's one right there. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me zoom
I'm
in.
gonna take your word for it. Oh yeah, yeah, I think you are right. I think that is one. Show me go in on that first one you did. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's one. Okay, so it's got two.
Sweet.
Yeah, I really like that one for I like
Oh, it's so
really
pretty.
into painting rocks, just
The
just submerged
rocks came
underwater.
up. You did a good job with them looking like they are submerged underwater, because I was looking at
I
that going,
love I
wow.
love doing that. I've done a
So
lot of that this past year.
is water your favorite thing to work with?
Um, yeah, it probably is. Yeah. I like
Oh.
creeks. I have a creek on our property that
Mhm.
I have painted many times, and I love it.
Oh, wow. These are absolutely phenomenal. And this one, I love this one just because it's a little
Yeah,
cottage out
I
in the
really like
woods.
this one too, also.
And those of you that want to look up closer, you can see it's on a canvas.
Yeah,
Uh,
everything I do is canvas, oil on canvas, stretched
I
canvas.
love the thickness of the forest, of the woods. That is so
Yeah.
awesome. And the rocks and the snow. That you do really good paint.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see. Can I go next? It's not going to let me go next. I got to go back. There we go.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's got a little bit of a story to it. I painted it without the castle and thought I was done.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was done. And I took it to where I was working at the time and hung it in my office and just stared at it for a week. And the more I stared, the more I was all like, it needs something. And then I thought about, yes, it needs a castle. And as soon as I
Oh,
put it in, I was all like, oh yeah, it's been waiting for that castle. And that
yeah.
really took it off. And I sold it right away, right as soon as I put the castle in.
The castles that were built into the mountains and stuff, I absolutely love those castles. And
Too. I've
just
painted
that's
many
waiting.
like that. And they almost always just come out of my imagination.
Oh, and do they sell pretty quickly?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Then we have the
Ah,
mermaid.
I love mermaids. Oh my God, I love mermaids.
Oh.
I
So,
I yeah, go ahead.
no, I was going to ask if you believe in mermaids. Do you believe they exist?
Oh, I don't know. I have I'm not sure. I'll just say I'm not sure.
I
I
was
don't know
looking
if
into
they
mermaids and researching.
I
Weird.
don't know if they look like that, but there's something probably
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
Quite a few videos out there that before AI came into play that kind of has you thinking, like the mermaid that's on the rock. Did you see that one?
Yeah, yeah.
And she jumps off into the water when she looks over her shoulder, and it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm,
I've seen some more convincing videos, but
really?
yeah, I couldn't even tell you where I found them, but saw them somewhere,
Uh,
and they were taken like a long time ago, before AI, and
yeah.
they were a little more convincing.
I like the depth that you have of the ocean. I like the surface water that you've got going on there, the
Yeah, it's
ripples.
real subtle, you know.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
wanted the
god.
mermaid to be focal.
The fish in the background, you can tell they're far away.
Yeah,
The foliage that's in the underwater, the mermaid with everything is just good. You do
I
a great
I
job.
have I've got a good friend who um she does shows too. She's a vendor,
Mm.
and her hair is white like that, and she's always claiming that I'm painting her.
So she
Okay.
like, what does my wife think about that? I don't think my wife would
Yeah,
like me painting
exactly.
you in
Right.
my paintings. I think that's all the
But
paintings you've got with me
yeah, maybe
are that you sent me, but you have a ton more paintings where?
hundreds, hundreds. If you go to t.w.williams Fine Arts, I have tons and tons and tons.
Now,
So
can
if you,
everybody get a copy of these, or do they get the original print?
I don't do many prints. I
Okay.
do work with Fine Art America sometimes. Usually if somebody really, really wants a print, something that's sold, I can put it on Fine Art America. And it's kind of a cool company. They can put the image on like anything. It's like my mom has a shower curtain with one of my paintings on it. It's nuts. And they could put it like on mugs, t-shirts, and gosh, just all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. I've had people. Oh, beach towels. It's one of my favorites. And
Now, beach
it's a
towels, especially your mermaid scene, that would be awesome.
well, the sharks. I do a lot of like great whites too, and I've got
Ooh.
just the coolest great white towel. Um, I'm amazed that it hadn't sold more than what it has because I think it's the coolest towel out there.
Well, where are you going? Are you got any conventions and stuff that you're getting ready for?
Yeah, I will be in Ada, Ohio at the Bigfoot Jamboree. I think I'm gonna say that's the 4th, 7th of October. I forget. I'm sorry, but it's called the
That's all
Bigfoot
right.
Jamboree. Um, I'll be at CryptidCon, which used to be in Kentucky, used to be close to Lexington. They have moved it to my state of Indiana. Woohoo! But it's still
Yay.
really close to Kentucky. But I can't believe all the people who are mad that it moved. It's going to a better venue and everything. And they have a ton of good speakers. I've never seen a collection of speakers at a convention that is this
Wow.
good. So
Nice.
yeah, so CryptidCon is fantastic, and got the solo show in Elwood, Indiana, and then I have something else that I'm blanking out on. But those are the main ones.
Can they go to your Facebook page and see when those events come up?
Yes, yeah, I'll be
Awesome.
promoting the crap out of those. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It has
Thank
been
you.
such an honor talking to you and getting to know your
So fun.
brain when it comes to painting.
Yeah,
and
sorry about that.
paranormal.
Yeah, sorry about all that.
No, I'm absolutely enjoying it. I love art. Art is one of my biggest things. I like do-it-yourself crafts. I like do-it-yourself stuff, and I like painting. Do I have time to paint? No, but I do like painting. So
Awesome.
to see somebody else that's in the paranormal world that enjoys painting the paranormal is or cryptids is absolutely phenomenal. Now, one more question before we go. What's your thoughts on UFOs?
I think they're real. I am starting to believe that they're more interdimensional than from outer space. Starting to, yeah.
Why
From
do you think that?
talks I've had with Ronnie LeBlanc and some of the other people I've talked to. I just feel like there's an interdimensional thing with those.
Yeah, kind of like a second universe, or
like another dimension that they have found a way to come in and out, and they have for millennia, I think.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Well, whenever NASA posted up their, I think it was like the 67th universe or something like that they posted, and that was another planet that was just like Earth. Exactly. And it was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, the theory that they could be us from a super, super future time, I think that's very possible too.
Yep. I mean, look at all the pictures that have come to surface before AI, guys. There's a lot of pictures that are out there that depict like a man with futuristic clothes on, and then you see all the people wearing hats and bonnets and everything like that, and it's like,
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, thank you again for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Guys that are watching, thank you so much for watching. Tune in this coming weekend. I will be live at GoblinCon in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. We're going to do the live table tipping with Marky Fultz. That I don't remember if it's Friday night or Saturday night. I'll find out and let you guys know. But until next time, stay free, stay safe, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Switch it on and come along. Haunted houses all night long. Gaming streams and ghostly scenes. Just chatting with the in-betweens. IRL, she's on the case. Finding spirits in each place. Every game she plays with flair. G.E.E.K.S, paranormal, she's there. Ghosts and games all night. G.E.E.K.S, paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Join the stream, it's quite a sight. From the haunted house she flies, gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. G.E.E.K.S paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. G.E.E.K.S paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Join the stream, it's quite a sight. She flies, gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. G.E.E.K.S paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. paranormal's bright.